Hey everyone, this is Scott from Forgot to Grow Up. Welcome to our The Mandalorian Chapter 4 Thoughts video. I just finished watching episode 4 of The Mandalorian on Disney Plus, and I'm just going to be sharing my general thoughts on the episode. In this episode, we see Mando's on the run with the child, and he's trying to find a safe haven to hide out while, hopefully the heat dies down on them. And he finds this little planet where he ends up meeting Cara Dune, a former shock trooper or drop soldier for the rebellion. It was a little, there was two things mentioned for what she did, so it was a little interesting. But it was interesting to meet her character, and then they team up to protect/train a village to protect themselves from some raiders and an ATST. So this episode was a lot of fun. I really liked this. This is the type of episode I thought we were going to get a lot more of with this show. Kind of that, I don't want to say cliche, but that kind of standard. You got the lone gunman coming into a town to help protect a village and having to get the village to have to kind of protect themselves. So I really liked this. I was expecting an episode like this somewhere along the season, and it did not let me down. I thought it was really fun. I like the setup of, at first Mando thinks he finds a planet where he can hide out, then he's ready to leave, and then he's given an offer to help these two kind of from this village to help them protect from raiders, well, in exchange for a place to stay. So I just really liked kind of the premise, the setup for how it went. So it was just kind of just overall enjoyable. I like a montage of seeing some village getting trained. A bunch of people don't know how to do stuff being trained. I like the dynamic between Cara Dune and Mando. I thought they're just I don't know, I just like their dynamic because they're kind of fun. They didn't butt heads, but they kind of give them each other a little hard times and stuff like that. So it's just they meet by fighting, so that was kind of fun. So I liked her character. It'll be interesting to see if she's gonna pop up again in the season. I was kind of hoping she was gonna tag along with him to be like a little backup, but that doesn't seem the way we're going with this guy, but that makes sense. He's kind of the Lone Ranger in a sense, but yeah. So I just really enjoyed this episode. It was fun that they brought in an ATST as a little bit of a kind of throwback, or a little bit of just a kind of fun nod to the original Star Wars movies, and a little bit of a tie, because obviously they exist in this world, so why wouldn't one randomly have been left on a planet? So I just kind of like the inclusion of that, making a little bit more of a reason why they gotta train the villagers, not just have Mando and Cara handle it. So yeah, I really enjoyed this episode overall. I just thought it was really well done. I like the kind of smaller scope that they went with this kind of battle, even though it was a whole village versus a whole bunch of raiders. I like that it was still kind of, it was at night. They kept it kind of contained. They had a whole plan. They're like, let's get this thing in here. We can't just shoot it. So I just kind of really enjoyed the way this whole episode kind of played out. And then it ends with him originally with Mando wanting to leave the child on this planet, but then realizing he can't because another bounty hunter shows up trying with a tracking fob. And that's the part I was curious about, because what did they put a tracker inside the baby? How are they tracking the baby? Did he not check the baby for trackers? I'm a little confused about how that one is. Is it like an implant that the baby's got that it's tracking? At first, at the beginning of the season, I thought that the tracking thing was tracking the floaty thing, the baby carriage, in a sense, that that the child was in. So I thought it was tracking that, because that makes sense. That's a digital thing to track. But it doesn't seem that way, since the kid doesn't have that in a bit. So somehow they're tracking the kid, or it would make more sense if they were actually tracking Mando, but they seem to be tracking the kid somehow, and I'm curious to see if that's like I said, I'm just curious a little bit like how they're doing that, but I might just be overthinking a little bit, or missed something at the beginning of the series. But yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts. We're going to be Mando and the child are moving on, so I'm guessing we're getting another planet with some more adventures next episode. So I'm excited. But what did you guys think of this latest episode of The Mandalorian? Be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thanks again for joining me today. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and have a good one.